Oh hey YouTube, what's really good? I'm a Vivid Color, and this is my first video in my top 5 series that's actually a top 5 and not a top 10. If you watched my top 10 favorite Pokemon, you would know that at the end of that video, I said I want to start doing my top 5 favorite Pokemon of a specific type. So that's what this is. For my first video, I didn't just want to decide what type I was going to start with on my own because I wanted there to be more interaction than that. So I put a poll out on Twitter and I gave the options of grass, fire, water, and electric because I figured, you know, why not use the 3 starting types plus electric? It just reminds me of red, blue, and yellow all over again. To make a long story short, there was a 2-way tie between water and grass. So to break that tie right now, I'm gonna do what you do to break ties. I'm gonna flip a coin. And by I'm gonna flip a coin, I mean Siri's gonna flip a coin because it's 2016 and I don't even think I have a coin on me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna assign heads to water and tails to grass. And we're just gonna see what we're making a top 5 on right now. Hey Siri, I need you to flip a coin.
Rosencrantz says heads.
I don't know who Rosencrantz is, but we got heads, and heads is water, so I guess we're just gonna get right into my top 5 favorite water type Pokemon right now. I don't know why I threw my phone. I just felt really dramatic in the moment. Okay, so before I get started, I just want to say that I know the bottom Pokemon in my list always turn out to be these sort of like underused or neglected Pokemon. That's not because I want to be different or edgy or alternative. That's just how my lists go. And honestly, they're my lists. I'm getting really tired of explaining myself to you. I shouldn't have to do that. Make your own list and put it in the comment section down below if you want to argue about it. Number 5 on my list is Mantyne. It's Mantyne. I don't know. Okay, so hear me out. As a child, I was really enamored with manta rays and stingrays. So for me, Mantyne isn't a Pokemon that I'm nostalgic about because I used it a lot or because I think it's so great. I'm nostalgic about it because when I saw it for the first time, I was like, oh hey, that's a manta ray, and I love those things. I used to sit around and read books about these creatures. I think I called them water bats for a little while, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, Mantyne is a manta ray. He also has kind of a really adorable, goofy smile, and sometimes he comes with a little Remoraid buddy attached. There's just so many things to like about Mantyne, and I mean, yeah, his special defense stat is also really high, so there's an argument to be made there, because he can take some non-electric special type attacks once in a while, but I'm not really here to argue that Mantyne is competitively viable, because he's not. I'm here to let you know that as a child, I really liked manta rays and stingrays, and Mantyne is a Pokemon based off of manta rays, so Mantyne gets my 5th slot. Number 4 on my list is Lapras. And if you played Pokemon at all during Red, Blue, and Yellow, and you have a top 5 favorite water Pokemon list and Lapras does not exist on that list, then you either don't have a soul or you're lying to yourself. I'm sorry, I just don't think there's another option. That's it. 1, Lapras is beautiful. 2, you get Lapras for essentially free just by being in the Silphco building. And 3, it's based on a Plesiosaur. I'm not sure if it's Plesiosaur or Plesiosaur. Sidebar, I didn't know the name of the water dinosaur / water dragon that Lapras was based off of until I Bulbapedia'd it. I mean, it was on the tip of my tongue. I just didn't know the name. Lapras gets my 4th slot almost exclusively for red, blue, yellow nostalgia. That, and it's also just really majestic looking. I don't know how else to explain it. Okay, so the next 3 Pokemon on my list were all really close, and for a while I didn't really know how to sort them out, and inevitably, I just rolled some dice. I'm kidding. This is a list. I intentionally placed them. Don't freak out. Number 3 on my list is Jellison. Jellison is a Pokemon that I absolutely adore. And Jellison exists on this list for how much Jellison I have used in competitive battling. In 5th gen, it was one of the better bulky Pokemon you could use because it has a ton of utility. It gets water absorb. It has Scald, Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Recover. It made for just a really great wall. Jellison also made a decent offensive threat if you just put choice specs on it since it learns Water Spout. I played a lot of Jellison, and that's why it's on this list. Its old competitive viability aside, I also just have this really unnatural obsession with jellyfish. If I'm in an aquarium and there's a jellyfish tank, I'm gonna take at least 17 pictures of the jellyfish in that tank. I almost bought a personal jellyfish tank so I could have jellyfish in my house. I don't know, man, it's weird, but that's why Jellison gets number 3. So number 2 on this list is a Pokemon that for most people is probably really nostalgic, but for me, it's something that I didn't really appreciate until I was trying to play competitively online in the later generations. Number 2 on my list is Starmie. Starmie is one of those Pokemon that's basically always been good. It offers a ton of coverage with its really deep move pool, it has a lot of utility, and it has the stats to back all of those things up. On top of being super competitively viable and really versatile, Starmie just has a really cool design. It's a starfish Pokemon that has a beautiful gym in the center of it. I don't know what else to say about Starmie. I started using it in the 3rd generation competitively, and ever since then it's just grown and grown on me to the point where it's actually my 2nd favorite water type Pokemon. And I know I didn't like Starmie from Gen 1, and I will accept that burden. I'm not sitting here trying to offend anyone that's been a fan of the Pokemon since it came out. It's not Star You, it's Starmie. Oh, that was bad, right? No, it was good, it was good. So, number 1 on my list. I bet you think you know what it is, don't you? If you watched my top 10 favorite Pokemon, you probably think that number 1 is Seismitoad because Seismitoad was the highest ranking water type Pokemon on my list. So is number 1 Seismitoad? No. Number 1 on my list is Gyarados. So let me explain. My top 10 favorite Pokemon was a list of Pokemon that are just my favorites. I didn't take into consideration anything that had to do with their typing in that list. Now look at this list of water Pokemon. When I think of a water Pokemon, I immediately think of the ocean. Maybe that's because I live by the coast, but that's what my mind goes to. If you look at every Pokemon on this list, you will notice that they all come from the deep ocean. They are all sea creatures. They can't be found in ponds, rivers, lakes, streams. They're just all straight from the ocean. That's what I think of when I think of water type Pokemon. And this is the reason that Gyarados is number 1 on my list and Seismitoad's not on this list at all. So, why does Gyarados take the crown as my favorite water type Pokemon? It's because when I think of Gyarados, I think of the epitome of power. Gyarados is one of the very few Pokemon that I can honestly say its appearance matches its stats completely. Adding on to how powerful Gyarados is and how rad he looks in general, there's something so rewarding about leveling a Magikarp up and getting to level 20 to get a Gyarados. I mean, we started at the bottom, now we're here. Am I right? I can't be the only person who always picks up the Magikarp from the Pokemon Center outside of Mount Moon just to make sure that I can have a Gyarados in my red, blue, and yellow games as soon as possible, right? I just can't be, right? Also, I know that Gyarados got a Mega Evolution, but that didn't really do much to add on to my opinion of Gyarados. I think his Mega is really cool, don't get me wrong, but I've always loved Gyarados, and even when I play Gyarados now, I almost never use his Mega. I think as a standalone Pokemon, he's just great. So yeah, that's why Gyarados takes the number 1 slot on my list of top 5 favorite water type Pokemon. If you've made it all the way through this video, I just want to say thank you so much. And if you're enjoying this type of content, please obliterate the like button so that I know you want more of it. And if you're new here, or you're just kind of lurking, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All that's gonna happen is you're gonna see my face more often, and let's be serious, that's a good thing. Okay, no, but to wrap it up, this is my top 5 favorite water type Pokemon. This is my personal list. Please leave your own list in the comment section down below. I want to comment, critique, and give you hate on your list just as much as you do mine. Okay, so I'm kind of done here, alright? And I gotta leave. Bye.